Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on a really important topic, and that is the issue of the emotional manipulator, a malignant narcissist, a psychopath, someone who has it in their DNA, in their personality, in their insecurity to cause you to turn against yourself. What does this mean? When you turn against yourself, you lose the experience of your life purpose. You lose your sense of freedom. You lose your sense of adequacy. You lose your sense of congruency between your body, mind, and spirit. In other words, your gut instinct, your ability to relax, contribute to a conversation, contribute to a relationship, contribute to a workplace, where there's a free flow of ideas, comments, opinions, listening, talking. You know, there becomes a real balance, or really the art of conversation, when you really kind of develop as a person. And when you are in a relationship with a malignant narcissist or a psychopath, an emotional manipulator, someone who has a deep-seated insecurity and inferiority complex, they are not going to wear this on the sleeve. They're not going to wear sort of this insecurity on their sleeve. They're going to cover it up. They are going to engage in a whole slew of defense mechanisms which are designed to keep that insecurity buried, keep it zipped up, keep it buttoned up, and then furthermore, they're going to find somewhere for this to be projected. Like an emotional vomit, if you will, and spew it over here and trash talk you, talk the smack, talk the triangulation, point the fingers, talk about you behind your back. These are not very socially ingratiating sort of behaviors. This is really not that of a positive individual, to talk about somebody behind their back and then, put on a happy face in front of you. It's very, playing dirty, if you will. It's very corrupt. And so you have to realize that, you are entering into this corruption, this emotional corruption, when you are engaging in a relationship with these people. And, they will latch onto somebody with whom they can take this out on, a target, someone who they can sabotage, someone who they don't understand for their lack of emotional intelligence and their inability to stop the judging, stop the bad talk, stop feeling like, oh my God, check out me and all my opinions and forget you, I'm not listening. Instead of dealing and processing with their feelings of inferiority or insecurity and saying, okay, really getting to the root of it and not working through and processing, they're always going to project that and hang that on somebody else's neck. They're going to hang it on somebody else as a person. You carry it, here you go, take my baggage, and you're going to always feel this when you're around them. And this oftentimes causes people to lose faith in themselves, lose faith in life, get detached and disenfranchised from the beauty in themselves, the beauty in life, their ability to enjoy, laugh, and have sort of that freedom of expression and not have to be totally self-scrutinizing. And really, what they do is they plant a very severe inner critic in that person. So all the criticism, the judgment that they're feeling on themselves, if you were to really look and see what it is, you'd realize that they are projecting this. It's literally like a handoff of a baton. Sometimes the projection is so precise, you can see it as if it was just a direct, like to like sort of negative projection. But notice the key is that it is always negative. There is always the basis of judgment, lack of confidence, lack of trust, lack of appreciation, lack of support, lack of nurturing. Notice the lack of the positive. They choose to withhold this and try to keep a leg up on you, keep the long end of the stick by battling you out, making you feel as if, you know, there is something inherently wrong with you, and it will never, ever, you know, get better. You are not a person. Let's face it, people are people. People are not perfect. They make errors, you know, they make some slips of judgment. They have, wow, there was like a huge fish that just must have like jumped up. I just heard this big splash. Like, that was really cool. But, you know, they are always going to treat you as if there's never any hope for you. And if you don't have any hope, you don't have any faith. And if you don't have any faith, your life doesn't feel worth living. You feel defeated. It's like you're starving for oxygen. Your emotional life is not going to, it's not going to expand. You're just going to shut down on yourself. And this is when basically what they do is they get people to turn against themselves. The sabotage then becomes internalized. Their voice then becomes your voice. Your inner voice becomes full of, you know, criticism, self-criticism, self-doubt, lack of faith, lack of your abilities, lack of your position in the family, lack of your confidence of, you know, position in your workplace, lack of confidence in your place in the relationship. You never know where you stand. They'll keep you just teetering enough to be able to give them supply if they need it, but be able to push you over at a moment's notice. Look, you fell. Look, you know, you're falling. You can't get up. I mean, it's like they do the pushing and then they wonder why you've fallen. It's a whole crazy making that they set up in emotion. It's like they're playing with themselves. It's like they're using you as a toy. You know, look how weak you are. I just beat you up. Do you see what I'm saying? They beat you up and then say, look how weak you are. Look how stupid you are. I've just, you know, smear campaigned you all over the place, and no one will be able to see how wonderful you are. Because for that, you know, it would make them feel very uncomfortable and as if they cannot stand it. It is in their DNA not to be able to become comfortable with that. They can't share the stage. That is part of their inadequacy as a person, but they don't want you to ever see it because they're going to launch out in a rage, or, you know, their rage, rather than it being worked through themselves and them having the feeling, I am good enough, I can do this, you know, whatever it is, that confidence that needs to be instilled, they're going to project it onto somebody. And if they can see somebody else wearing their insecurity on their sleeve, then they feel a sense of relief. They feel like they can cope. But do you see, it's a coping mechanism, it's not a living mechanism. So be very wary of this engineered sort of drama where they get people to turn against themselves and lack self-belief. And you will find that if you feel sort of empty, uncomfortable after you've been around them, that is a very good feeling. Where, in other words, you know, you are living by your values, people who support you, you're doing good at your job, you're doing good with this and this other person, things are happy, things are go-lucky, everything is, you know, falling into place. But then you get around them and then afterward you just feel sick, you feel like something's wrong, you know, you feel like you haven't been validated, appreciated, you feel invisible. That's a good signal that you're absorbing a lot of their emotional energy. You need to protect your energetic space when you are around them. Be very careful of this. Don't fall for their negative, you know, their negative projection and cause you to turn against yourself. Stop that right away. Stop turning against yourself. Begin to ignite the faith in yourself. Begin to persevere and have tenacity. You need to continue to push and have faith and exercise on that and take radical action and say, you know what? I am an awesome person. I am a wonderful person. I have a lot to give. I have a lot to share. I have a lot to receive. This person basically wants to, you know, nuclearly, bomb you and your emotional state and not validate you, not give you the love, not show you the attention, not show you the validation. That is their choice. Your choice should be to very much go no contact or limit contact with this toxic person who causes others to feel a sense of their own lack of self-belief and internalize it as their own. Don't take it on. It is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. And I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.